Previously in War on the Sea, Operation Watchtower. The battle rages on, from the defence of the Rennell Island forces to our marines fighting for control of Guadalcanal. We continue to ship troops and supplies to these two main conflicts to secure both islands and control of the sea around them. The Japanese forces continue to send task groups to break our blockade of these South Solomon Islands, to damage our facilities and to resupply their own forces. So far our defiance has been strong, but the damaged ships and lost aircraft are beginning to mount up, and it's only a matter of time before the cracks in our defence start to show. The carrier groups require rest and resupply, but unfortunately we are unable to release them from the area. We already have a small task group of submarines heading home for a repair. We cannot weaken our front line any further. We have a new small task group of destroyers patrolling the area for any further Japanese submarine activity. We have recently seen the Japanese take up a new strategy of using small wolfpack tactics to try and hit our convoys and task groups. The following action takes place between 8 PM on the 7th of October and 10:30 PM on the 10th of October 1942.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Here we are, 6 AM on the 8th of October. The spotter planes have just been sent out to see what's going on. A quick update on Rennell. We got 3,910 troops holding the good fight here. Supplies of 8,400. They seem to be well in control of that. And over at Guadalcanal, we got 5,395 troops on shore with 10,901 supplies. The battle's looking pretty even there now, so hopefully with a bit more time we can get some more foothold onto that island. Meanwhile, down here in New Hebrides, still no resupply. Ships down there awaiting, and we've got Task Force 57, which is the Blackfish and Amberjack, who are slowly limping their way back to New Hebrides for a release and repair. Good. Right, meanwhile we've got the two carrier groups going around here, and we've got a lot of spotter planes up there. Here we go. A heavy cruiser and 5 destroyers. Right then, let's get our first ops of the day. We got a spotter plane over the task group, so let's go and take a look. Okay, here is that Kingfisher. There they are, right in front. And indeed, it does look like is it Tone or Tonne heavy cruiser, potentially, with the 4 turrets on the front. And yeah, 5 destroyers. Okay, we'll radio this in and we'll get Avengers with rockets, and we'll get some dive bombers heading for the heavy cruiser as well, and see if we can make a mess of this small task group. Okay then, let's get, where's our carriers? Here they are, they're down here. Let's get Enterprise. Let's launch some aircraft. Now we'll launch some Dauntlesses, and then we can go after the heavy cruiser. So they're up here. That's 300, that's right on the limit, but okay, we'll get them going up there. From Wasp, we will send some Avengers. Let's make sure they've got rockets, and get them heading up there as well. From Rennell, we can get some Avengers, and we'll put some rockets on there, and we'll get them heading up there as well. Santa Cruz are a little bit far away, and the B-17s from New Hebrides might as well stay at home for the moment. We'll wait for those 3 flights to start making their way towards that task group. And at 1:15 on the 8th, our first lot of aircraft have made it to the area. So here we got some Avengers. They're the ships over there, and we've got a couple more flights. They're here somewhere. I think they're coming over the island. Okay, orders have been given. We've got 4 flights of Avengers have turned up on the first aircraft. So we're not going to touch the heavy cruiser. We're going to attack these 4 destroyers at the back. Each flight is going to go for a separate one. Do a rocket attack. Obviously we may not actually destroy them, but hopefully we'll heavily damage those 4 ships, and for the next wave of aircraft coming in. They should be able to pick them off. Hopefully it will reduce the amount of anti-aircraft fire they also have to fly through as well to do their attacks. So we've got a flight over there. These are still circling down to reduce the altitude. Oh, now we're going in. Trying to look for yeah, there is a flight over here somewhere. Not quite sure where they are, but here we go. There's 2 flights over there. Coming in now. And at the end of that action, we lost 3 aircraft. However, we had one of the destroyers, which was not identified, heavy damage, moderate flooding. We sunk a 4th for 1,510 tons, and the Akizuki was critically damaged with heavy flooding, and the 4th when we attacked was critical damage, heavy flooding. So we attacked those 2 again. We'll hopefully get 2 more kills, and obviously this one, and then yeah, we'll start picking on the heavy cruiser and the remaining destroyer. Okay, moments later, the Dauntlesses are in the area, and there you can see there's the damaged aircraft who've just done the attack, heading back in the distance. You can see them trailing smoke. And these are literally right on the doorstep, but we're able to join into that conflict. So, judging by where the other aircraft are going, I think we probably need to head further behind us, actually, to potentially identify where the task group has got itself to. Okay, orders given. We are heading for that heavy cruiser. I know we've got some limping destroyers at the back there, but we've got some more Avengers with rockets coming in, so we'll deal with them on the next attack. These Dauntlesses should have been with the previous Avenger attack, but they were late to the party. But now we're going to go in, obviously with 1 reduced destroyer. First lot going in. Bombs drop. Oh, got one. But that's a nice kill. Well, a nice attack, shall I say. Okay, here we come. Making our attack now. Dive breaks out. Anti-aircraft whizzing past. Second wave. Good hits. I think she's already listing. Okay, the tone is definitely listing. Fire's breaking out in front of the bridge. And confirmation at the end of the attack. We lost 1 of the Dauntlesses. However, the heavy cruiser received heavy damage and heavy flooding. So all but 1 destroyer. All of these ships are in some kind of trouble. At 2:30, some further Avengers from the aircraft carriers have arrived. Now, with these rocket-laden ships, we're going to attack probably the rearmost destroyers. That one looks low in the water at the stern, and we'll continue the attack on these 3 destroyers. Heavy cruiser looks like to be going quite slow. The destroyer's having to turn around her. Okay, here we go. First group of Avengers coming in. The already scarred and battered destroyer here, making some evasive maneuvers, but actually it's probably helping us out a little bit. Oh, the aircraft have been hit, but they've gone into two of the other ships. What? Oh, one destroyer down. That's in trouble, and the heavy cruiser is now burning away as well. And we got another klaxon going. Another ship has been destroyed. I think these two destroyers at the back are gone. This one looks like it might be there or thereabouts. Which one is it? Indeed, three. All three of these destroyers have been sunk. We've got the burning heavy cruiser, which I think took a... well, it was a falling Avenger from the sky. Careered into that and set that stern of alight. Yeah, 3 destroyers destroyed. So at the end of that, 5 aircraft shot down, sadly, but 3 destroyers sunk for 2,110 tons, 2,744 tons, and 1,992 tons. Fantastic. Total tonnage sunk was 6,846, 13 command points, and we've got 1 very damaged heavy cruiser and 1 further destroyer to sink. And at 10 to 5 that evening, some Avengers have made it. Right, the problem being... the Dauntlesses don't have the range to get up here, so I'm going to do a rocket attack on the heavy cruiser, because the chances are she's going to limp away and we're not going to see her again, and I'd rather try and finish her off with these rockets than have another attack at a destroyer. These guys are just going to circle down now and make that final attack on that heavy cruiser, and hopefully we can just set her alight, and that'll be too much for her repair crews, and another heavy cruiser will be ours. If not, she's going to be critically damaged. Okay, the rockets didn't seem to have too much of an effect on the heavy cruiser, so I may send the other 2 Avengers after that destroyer after all. Okay, here we go. We've got 7 Avengers with rockets heading for that last destroyer. Yeah, don't seem to be doing anything against the heavy cruiser, so I'll switch in targets. Maybe if we got all the rockets against it, we may get her on fire, but we've got potential for another kill here. So you may have done it differently, but these rockets obviously are for lighter armoured ships. And I think that's her gone. And there she goes. Fantastic. So it's just that limping heavy cruiser now. She may actually be slightly out of our range. Maybe if we get another lot of Avengers, potentially with torpedoes, just to try and finish her off. And confirmation, another destroyer sunk for 2,110 tons. Critical damage and heavy flooding to the heavy cruiser. At 10 to 8 that evening, the Supply 2 has been drawn into combat. I suspect we might have torpedoes coming in. We do, right. Okay, torpedoes coming in there. We're getting these merchant ships to split up. And Bagley is... come on, Bagley, let's get you motoring. You fly up there, we can see it. Right, we've got this C3 turning. This C3 is gunning it, hopefully. Yeah, she's gunning it. Right, can you gun it a little bit more? I'm hoping she can turn sharp enough to avoid them. And this one is hopefully turning as well. And this one's just going to go for the pure pace and outrun them. And I think we're going to be okay. Right, yeah, you're okay. Right, you go. You can start to slow down again. Reduce the noise. You are clear, so you can reduce the noise. You are... yeah, you're clear. Hopefully. If you stop turning and putting your stern into the path, you should be okay. Right, Bagley. Bring the Bagley down here, and hopefully we can find out where those torpedoes came from. We can start to slow down now. I'll have a listen. We've got the sonar on. Let's have a listen. We got another Type 1 or Type B submarine in the area. Clearly we do. Fortunately, we spotted them early and our 3 ships are okay. Right, we've picked her up on the sonar. Fantastic, right. Let's get going. We'll do a full spread. 9 seconds apart, I think. But let's target that. We know it's most likely going to be a Type B. There's a Type B Mod 1, but we don't know the difference. So we'll target that. Okay, the Bagley is about to make her first run. Destroy it. Sorry, the submarine is about there. Coming over her now. Depth charge away. Okay, after that depth charge run, we are listening. See if we can pick her in. We're obviously turning the Bagley around. Okay, we've picked her up again. She's at 250-ish. She's dropping feet. Let's begin our second run. And confirmation of that, Bagley did a fantastic job protecting her convoy. A Type B Mod 1 submarine sunk for 3,700 tons. It's 8:45 on the 9th. And one of our B-17s from Cooktown, Australia has spotted a task group led by could be a Congo battleship. It's got a heavy cruiser as well, 2 light cruisers and 2 destroyers. Now this is in just South Solomon Seas, so this could be heading for Renel. If it turns... oh, we're in a bad way by the scenes of it. We're not really in a position to attack, but we've spotted a battleship group, so we need to get some defences in place, believing that they are heading probably to Renel. They may turn slightly north and head to Guadalcanal, but... right. The first signs and the first alert have been notified. Right, let's get this reported back and get our B-17 back home. Okay, this is that B-17 there, so yeah, we believe they're heading this way to Renel. We do have Gato and Tambor here. If I change their patrol to sort of patrol this sector here, if they turn south and come through there, hopefully they'll pick them up. We've got a group of destroyers, Task Force 12, sort of covering off Port Moresby here. And we've got Task Force 4, which is 2 submarines guarding Cooktown. But as I say, I think they're heading this way towards Renel. Now we've got Barb and Bluefish guarding the area, and of course we've got the 2 carrier, the aircraft carrier groups just here. We've got the battleship group up there as well, plus we've got the Task Force 57 patrolling just off there. I may reduce their course. Let's reduce that to kind of like there, so they're doing the mouth anything coming through here, and I may, well, we'll keep the battleship group moving there because they're probably heading towards Guadalcanal or Renel. Not quite sure yet. Renel, of course, we've got the 2 carriers and it's early doors. So what we can also do, let's send, what do we got in terms of spotter planes? Minneapolis, do you have anything? Yes, you do. Good. Right, let's get a Kingfisher. We've got range of 351 miles. Oh, okay. We'll get that. Just about get there. It's right on the edge though. We need to send some more aircraft up to keep spotting it. In fact, what about New Hebrides? We've got some B-17s. Let's get that. 722 nautical miles. Oh, okay. So we'll do that. We'll get that bit covered and see if they're coming this way. And just see if we can spot them heading in our direction. Meanwhile, Blackfish and Amberjack have made it back to New Hebrides. And here we are going to release and repair. Good. I don't think we've got anything, no more supplies at New Hebrides, no. The fight at Renel, it's going well. Almost finished that one off. And Guadalcanal, we've got 5,133 troops, 10,631 supplies. Yeah, that's looking fairly even. At 3:15 in the morning, a whole day passes and that battleship was not spotted by aircraft, but in the early hours of the following morning, there they are. Our 2 submarines guarding off Renel have spotted them coming into the bay. That's a worry. That's a worry indeed. We've got a couple of hours until we can get aircraft up. We will absolutely punish them once we get the aircraft up, but it's still 2 hours away. So we've got to try and do what we can from our submarines based just off the port here. Okay, there we go. Coming up to... We're losing a little bit of efficiency actually. Let's slow down a touch. Torpedoes will go for a full spread. 6 torpedoes. We're not going to get a brilliant solution, so we'll go for a 5% spread. We're going for the battleship, of course, because anything else can go wide into the other ships. It's not getting any better. Right, fire, and we'll try and get a more accurate close shot from the Bluefish. So, Barb, fire. Torpedoes away. Right, from the Bluefish, reduce the angle a bit. It's a little bit better. It's not great. Fire. Okay, here's the battleship, and they are the torpedoes. Now, it looks like the battleship is going too fast for them, to be fair. Although, they are gaining quite quickly. I think these ones coming in from the angle from Bluefish have probably got the best chance. Okay, getting some good hits. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm quite pleased with that. That is going to give that battleship some serious headaches. Now, we had a few duds in there, but I think only one that missed the target. Good effort. Good effort from our boys. And that looks like the battleship is in real trouble. If we can get rid of the battleship, then the port bombardment option is going to be severely reduced for this task group. They can still do it with a heavy cruiser, but... oh, look at that. That is... come on. That is going to be, if we get it, one of the best victories for our submariners. The rear turret is almost going under. The rear of this ship's armour and hull must be absolutely shattered. There's no way they should be able to recover this. We've seen that happen before though. And the destroyers are turning to hunt our subs. Now, we need to keep them alive long enough for this ship to sink. Okay, this battleship refuses to die, and those two destroyers off in the distance are closing in on one of my submarines. The fire has now spread all the way to the rear superstructure of the bridge. I can't believe they're going to recover this. We're just going to have to sit there and hope the damage overcomes the repair teams very soon. Okay, this is the Barb. She is under attack. There's one of the destroyers heading over now. They've picked us up. Right. Oh, they're bracketing us. Head that way. Full speed. They're dropping down as well. Oh, they're going to hit. They're going to... oh, I think they just bounced off each other. Which may give us a sporting chance to get away. Oh, depth charges are coming in though. We're just running now. That one's going to be a problem. Did that get us? It did. We got flooding in the rear. That's not good. That's going to knock out our engines, and it has. Every time, engines get knocked out instantly. Dropping a little bit. There's absolutely nothing our repair crews can do, can they? It looks like that whole section has been destroyed completely. More depth charges coming in. And we're not leaving because this has not sunk yet. Come on, sink. That rear turret is just about in the water now. Okay, it doesn't look like that's sinking. That's actually higher in the water now. And so I've left the combat area purely because this is not sinking. I don't know how they managed to stop them sinking, but Barbara's got moderate damage and moderate flooding. She's still alive. Maybe Bluefish can go in and have another torpedo attack. However, Barb and Bluefish, we are now going to set on course for back to base. We've also got two destroyers who are doing the anti-submarine patrol around for our aircraft carriers. We've got these guys coming down here. Well, hopefully we can get... well, we don't lose too much while the aircraft cannot take off. But we're coming up not too long now. There we go. Aircraft allowed out. Let's send them search planes out. Let's find them. Where are they gone? Shortly before 6 AM, one of our Kingfishers is reporting back in. It's spotted some ships. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. Don't see them. Oh yeah, there they are. And that is one damaged battleship. Good, we've spotted them. Now it's time to send all the aircraft we can muster into the skies. And shortly after 7 AM on the 10th, our first fighters are entering the area. Got Dauntlesses, and back there, more Dauntlesses and more Dauntlesses. I think there's might be some Avengers here, maybe slightly over. Okay, there is a group of Avengers here as well. So these are gonna, there we go. These are ahead of the target. So these Avengers are going to attack this destroyer at the back here. We've got one flight of Dauntlesses who are going to try and finish off the battleship, and the other two flights of Dauntlesses are going to go for the heavy cruiser. I think one should be enough to sink the battleship is pretty much spent anyway. If she takes one lot of bombs and survives, then I'll be amazed. But that won't be the first time. Okay, first lot of Dauntlesses going in on the heavy cruiser. Bombs away. Oh, one of the aircraft shot down. Good hits. Second flight coming in. One here. Third flight coming in for the battleship. Well, that's intense. That is really intense anti-aircraft fire. Hopefully that is the battleship gone. Here come the Avengers. Going for the destroyer. Obviously they've all moved, so the destroyer is now in a really inappropriate spot. A couple of those Avengers have been shot down. They're going low and fast, and this destroyer looks pretty much spent, doesn't she? I'd be amazed if they saved her, but I've said that before. There we go. Is that this destroyer? I should imagine it is. Yes, it is. It's the destroyer gone. The battleship is still floating. And the heavy cruiser is smoking, but seems to be standing strong. So confirmation at the end of that engagement, we lost 5 aircraft. The EC battleship, it's got critical damage, but heavy flooding. They're obviously getting on top of the flooding, amazingly, from all those torpedo hits. I think the problem we had there was that the bombs actually hit the superstructure and didn't actually get down to the hull in the most part, so yeah, it kind of just did superficial damage. The Oboa, the heavy cruiser, moderate damage, minor flooding, minor damage elsewhere, and we sunk the Mutsuki for 1,336 tons. Okay, at 10 past 8 we've got more aircraft coming in the area. We are going straight in to finish off that battleship. Further flights are going for the heavy cruiser, and we've got a couple of flights going for the 2 light cruisers as well. We must start. This is annoying me. We have to finish it off. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Alright, well, we've got quite a few aircraft coming in now. Oh, that should be enough, surely. More bombs coming in. That light cruiser may be taking a little bit of superficial damage. No, she's okay. An attack on the heavy cruiser. That's got to be the battleship gun, surely. Meanwhile, we got more flights coming in. As aircraft hit the sea. The heavy cruiser's making a run for it. The battleship is floundering. Right, they are heading for their heavy cruiser. I think that's the battleship. That's the battleship. Finally. Finally. Right, looks like we are going for the... Are we going for the light cruiser or the heavy cruiser? I am not sure. Probably the light cruiser, in fact. Here we are. That flight is going for the heavy cruiser. So we've got one battleship dead, a light cruiser in trouble, but not too much I don't think. That light cruiser seems okay, and the heavy cruiser going off over there seems fine despite taking a few hits. But we've got the task group lead, which is nice, finally. So confirmation at the end of that attack, 2 aircraft lost, but a battleship sunk for 36,000 tons. The heavy cruiser, heavy damage and minor flooding. The Sendai light cruiser, minor damage, no flooding. The Ashisho destroyer, minor damage, and the Kuma light cruiser, moderate damage, minor flooding. We've got flights of Avengers heading in. Now these are carrying rockets, so these are going to go for the light cruisers and the destroyer. Okay, here come the Avengers now. I've also ordered the Dauntlesses, can't see them at the moment, to fly on the far side of this group to hopefully draw some of the anti-aircraft far away. They may be a little bit too far away for that to actually really help us in this situation. But we're going to go for the light cruisers and the destroyer in this attack. Okay, that destroyer looks in a bit of a bad way. Second flight coming in here. Good hits on that light cruiser. So, one more destroyer killed and 2 smoking light cruisers, but they don't seem to be too bothered. The rockets didn't do too much on them. Obviously, they're devastating to the destroyers, but the light cruisers seem to be better protected against rocket attacks. And confirmation following that action, 3 aircraft lost. The heavy cruiser's got heavy damage and minor flooding, so again on top of that. Light cruiser moderate damage, no flooding. The destroyer sunk for 2,110 tons, and heavy damage and heavy flooding to the second light cruiser. Okay, we've got some more Avengers coming in. Didn't quite make their previous battle, but these are flying in now. Going to try and finish off that light cruiser. You can see that's been left behind. There's another flight over there who are just diving down, and we'll hopefully get away from these 2 ships, so we don't have to do the whole running the gauntlet of this anti-aircraft fire. That light cruiser's looking a little bit worse for wear now. Maybe that will be enough to finish her off. Okay, yellow flight was standing by just in case that ship succumbed to her damage and they would go to another target, but we are going to send them in to try and finish off that light cruiser. That one, the second light cruiser's come back to try and assist. The heavy cruiser is sailing away. No point attacking the heavy cruiser with rockets. Let's try and finish off this light cruiser. Okay, anti-aircraft fire starting to come up now. It's quite light. We're going to have a nice run against this one. 90-degree attack should be pretty sweet. Get as much as we can into the hull. Yeah, look pretty good. Well, the light cruiser Toast is somehow still alive. Look at that. She is absolutely scarred from bow to stern. And yet she's still alive. And another 3 flights of Avengers of rockets shows up. And we can see the charred light cruiser Toast sitting at the back. So we're going to let these guys just sail away from her. We've got 3 flights. I might think put 1 flight in against her on her own, see if that'll sink her, then we can send the other 2 flights against the other light cruiser. But yeah, we'll try and take our time on this one. As I say, if we give it a bit of time, these 2 will sail away, which will help help lessen the anti-aircraft fire we'll have to face going in against this one. Okay, the first wave's coming in, as you can see. The anti-aircraft fire from the other 2 is going to be light, so that's okay. We can concentrate on our target here. It's the size of a bus, that shell. Did you see it? Crikey. Hopefully we'll be able to put pay to this light cruiser. Okay, 1 attack did not seem to put pay to it, so I brought the other 2 flights in against her. We might as well send everything. These are only rockets, they're not the highest payload that we have, but it does allow our aircraft to get more range. And of course it's good for setting fires, although nothing there. I think there's nothing left flammable on the deck. It's all been burnt out. There you got a fire going, and there she goes. Brilliant. Brilliant. We lost another aircraft, but that is a light cruiser sent to the bottom. Confirmation then, 2 aircraft lost, but a light cruiser sunk for 5,100 tons. And the 2 remaining are very heavy damage on the heavy cruiser, and heavy damage on the heavy cruiser and moderate damage on the light cruiser. And as we're near 10 o'clock on the 10th of October, another good day. We've defended brilliantly Renal. The 2 submarines here, Bluefish and Barb. I think the Barb took some damage. Yes, prop and rudder damage. We need to get her back for repair. But they were able to do the defense of Renal brilliantly, getting many torpedo hits into the rear of that battleship, sending them back to friendly water, and the aircraft has since finished off the destroyers and one of the light cruisers. 2 ships still remaining, fleeing up there. They may be able to get away, which is a bit of an annoyance, but we did the main thing, which was stopping them bombard Renal. So Renal is still here, still our level 3 port. We've got some supplies here, 3,797 troops on board, 8,000 supplies. They are pretty much winning that battle there. Over at Guadalcanal is 50-50, down to 4,970 troops, 10,374 supplies. It's still raging. And do we have anything back here in New Hebrides? Yes, we've got resupplies. Fantastic. Right, resupply 1. Let's get you up here, and we'll get these guys heading for Guadalcanal. We've got the aircraft coming back to the Wasp and the Enterprise now to reload and refuel, and we'll get those heading out to these 9 ships as well. It says 9 ships, 1 light cruiser, 5 destroyers. Obviously that leaves another potential 3 ships which have not been spotted. Keep an eye on those for sure. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, give us a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel. And let me know your thoughts and feelings on any way we can improve our ground forces attacks. Obviously, more troops, obviously. We've got the productivity limit where it's got double supplies to troops, so that's looking good. So we're doing everything we can. I think we might put some fighter caps up to get rid of some of these search planes. That may also help us in the long run. But for now, things are looking okay. We are holding our own and indeed pushing anything that comes our way back quite strongly. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.